Hello, everybody. It's me, Headphone, and just a real quick thing. This is not going to be perfect. I gotta admit, I made a lot of mistakes in this one. Too much mistakes that I can't edit it out. So, for some reason, I'm not good at reading yet. But I still hope y'all enjoy this. This is a story that I found interesting and pretty just interesting in a way. But I hope y'all enjoy this.
A shiver of terror runs through me, and I am awake, gasping. I lay still, fists clenched in my sweat soaked sheets, shaking from the nightmare. Forcing my eyes open, I confront the darkness, my breath hinged in my chest as my eyes desperately search for something to focus on. But there is nothing. This is what they call cave darkness, my mind tells me. An absence of light so profound your brain goes a little haywire. I don't know how long I've been down here minutes, months, or years. I sleep. I dream. I awaken. I relieve myself. I scrape moss from the floor for nourishment and water from the walls for hydration. Then it's back to sleep. My bones are sharp, and my skin hangs from my wasted body like an ill-fitted wetsuit. Nightmares fill my every sleeping hour and most of the waking ones as well. My hallucinations have reached the point where I can feel the demon's hot breath on my cheek, smell of rotting the flayed point and tortured creatures that hunger for flesh in the dark corners of my cell. I don't know how I got here. I just woke one day, still in my bed, in utter black. Normally I had the fears of my darkness under control. But this darkness was different. Not just the absence of light, but the presence of something else. An inky black terror that seeped into my very bones. I wondered if it was hell. If maybe I was a bad person. Or if there had been some kind of twisted mistake. I hoped for so long that it was a dream. But can a dream stretch for eternity? Delirious, I stumbled from the damp, reeking bed and crouched beside it, my hand still on it. I had gotten lost once, stumbling around my tiny prison, smashing into jagged rocks on the walls in panic. When I finally fell to the floor, I could feel the pain and the hot, sticky blood that came with each flesh wave of agony. I let unconsciousness take me, falling straight onto the night terror's claws, and when I awoke, I crawled across the floor, groping with my hands until I found the cold metal of the bed frame. The dream. It was always the same, as always, and always different, composed of my deepest fears and the darkness of sin. Every situation is new, a fresh horror born of my imagination, but the feeling is the same. The terror, unnatural, freezing me in place, an unwilling subject of the acts of horror and eroticy committed. A wall of metal gears, ripping through a town in a spray of gore and rock, killing all before it. Then coming for me, a spider, inflated, huge, wrapping around me. When she stops and explodes, showering down smaller spiders with needle sharp fangs. A child, viciously torn from my body like a madman, wielding modified surgical tools animals abused and killed, then revived, eager to visit the sins of those who killed them upon me, not caring where their pound of flesh came from. My family set ablaze, screaming, tearing through the cackling of fire. Dolls come to life with jagged porcelain hands, slicing and tearing. Clowns with the jagged red mouths and empty eye sockets, arms filled with acid filled water balloons and garrets, a prey of fear. Always the helplessness. I wished for oblivion, for the torture to end. I wondered how I'm not dead already. From starvation or infection. Sometimes my hallucinations aren't as bad as dreams, but I can't shake the feeling that they are the only to disorient me, to give me false hope. My mother's voice telling me to hang on, my father's weeping, my husband telling me to come back to him, and worst of all, my children calling out for me. At first I tried to search for them, but I was surrounded by rock, a silent, crunching tomb. I lay in bed, fighting sleep, then succumb. The dream is different, of course. I am sitting on a hill, lazily flying a kite. My lucid mind is wary, searching for danger and finding none. I turn, my eyes back to the sky, as the dark cloud. A drop of rain strikes my face and I flinch. But it's only rain, not acid, no pain where the water struck. Thunder rumbles and my mind clicks. I am turned back to the sky and try frantically to pull the kite in. The rain makes the kite string strangely slippery, and as I examine it more closely, I realize it is thin copper wire. As I stare in horror, the wind abruptly tears the wire I had managed to gather from my hands, and I immediately I attempt to let go of the kite completely. Nothing. My fists remain tightly clenched around the wire. A flash, and I tense, but there is no jolt. I stare upward, frozen in place, bracing for the pain, and it hits. A white hot flare runs through my nerves, shearing me from the inside out again, and I close my eyes, wishing for death. The last time I snuck and suck in my breath as my body is flooded with agony and I open my eyes. A blinding light hovers over my head as I try to turn to the side. Something stops me and triggers my gag reflex. I retch in spasm as voices around me bark concerned orders at me and each other. Stop moving, miss. You're okay. But you have a tube in and there's been an accident. An accident? My mind reels. I have so many questions. I try to talk around the tube and gestures frantically with my hands. The monitor beeps erratically and the nurse comes to my side. Here, sweetie, will help you sleep. You need rest now. I struggle harder, my blind panic back. I don't want to sleep. I can't bear to dream. What if I open my eyes and I'm back in that cave? Darkness claims me, and for the first time in an eternity, I have a dream of sleep. When I open my eyes, the tube is gone. Light is streaming in the window, and despite my aches and pains, I feel great. My husband is sitting next to me, and jumps from his chair upon seeing my open eyes. I knew you'd come back to us, he said, wiping tears from his face. The door swings open, and in the doorway stands my parents, grandchildren in tow. I look at my kids and begin to cry. I never thought I'd see them again. They rush into the room and jump onto the bed. I feel no pain as I hold them. My son tells me he loves me and missed me. My daughter admonishes that if I ever go away again, she'll run away from home. I laugh and promise them that I'll always stay with them. Parents smother me with hugs and kisses, then shoo the children out of the room ahead of them, so my husband and I can talk. I ask him how long I was out. He tells me 2 days. My mouth opens in shock. I can't believe that eternity was only 48 hours. He looks me dead in the eyes and tells me, "You're dead. Oh, you died. You hear, stop for your..." Sorry guys, hold on, I'm trying to correct something now. Someone, forgot sorry. You died. Your heart stopped for 3 minutes, and when you were brought back, you were in a comatose. Then yesterday, your heart failed again. So the staff resurrected you again. But this time, you woke up. The horror that fills me is profound. Was it hell? Was it an elaborate dream? I resolved to never tell anyone of that dark, rancid cave where my subconscious was held prisoner. Life goes on, and I recover almost completely. Physically, it's almost like nothing have ever happened. The nightmares still occur, but less. It may be that the place existed only in my head, a hell perfectly suited to me, and now that the pathways have opened, I always carry that darkness inside of me.